Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. In today's video I got an Xbox original. I already restored and customized a couple in the past, but today I want to try something more extreme. I have seen some pretty cool mods around the internet, so today I want to try it by myself. And as you can see, the state of the console and the controller is not that good. It is pretty dirty and in need of a good clean and some touch-ups. So, as always, have a seat, relax, enjoy me while we start another project. Stick around. And of course, the first thing to do is disassemble the console and the controller piece by piece. And while I'm doing that, I also will think what I could do to make it different. So, let's go. And with that done, it's time to start the project. First, I'm gonna make a template to guide me while I cut the top case. I'm gonna open some windows to see the inside of this console. After that I print them and then transfer to the plastic so I can grab my cutting machine and start doing some mods. forgot to remove the center Xbox badge, so I'm gonna do it now to avoid scratch it. I'm also gonna remove the center badge of the controller to replace it for the custom one later on the video. And with the cuts done and all the plastic sanded, I will give them a nice bath before we move on to the paint. For the paint, I will use some dark green. I still have this can untouched, so it's a good chance to grab it and try it out. After that, and with the better weather, I take the pieces outside and apply them a couple coats of clear. While the paint is still dry, I will move on and do a couple more mods. First on the disc reader. I also will cut the window on the metal to see the disc spinner. So let's try it out and see how it looks. And yeah, after all smoothed out, it looks pretty cool. With a nice coat of paint, this thing will be pretty nice for sure. But for now, let's move on to the hard disk. This is a pretty sensitive part, so I won't do anything crazy. I will just remove this rubber cover, mask it up and apply some nice color in some parts. And I hope it looks pretty cool too. For the center badge, I managed to remove all the green paint, and now I will paint with the disc reader and hard disk on a super cool orange. And while the orange is still dry, let's move on and clean the internal parts of this Xbox. But before, I want to do a very important thing. Remove the clock capacitor. This little capacitor is responsible for, I would say, around 90% of the dead consoles that we see all around. So before it kills this one, let's take it off. And after that, and before we continue, a word from our sponsor PCBWay. PCBWay is a world leader on PCB manufacturing. You can get PCBs starting at just $5. Completely automated, you can submit the design, get a quote and make your order in a matter of minutes on PCBWay.com. They also have CNC and 3D print services, so you can free your imagination and finish all of your projects. With PCBWay, you design it, they build it. Visit PCBWay.com to see more. And now, let's continue the video. And with the new fresh thermal paste and all the parts cleaned, let's check it out, the orange parts. As you can see, it looks pretty good. I already reassembled the disc reader and can now install the front trim. And next, let's unwrap the hard disk. With that done, let's start to reassemble of this console. As you may notice, I also paint in orange the bottom metal shield. Just before we go any further, I want to start the console, load the game and see if it all works perfectly. And with all working fine, I move on to the next step and install some LEDs. I need a 5-volt source, so I plug it in into the hard disk power supply. Simple as that. The LEDs are Bluetooth controllers, so I can choose the better color when we finish the reassembly. Next, I go ahead and glue the LEDs to the top case. Now, a funny thing, I made another template to ask a friend to cut this on acrylic sheet, but I discovered this piece of hard plastic from a battery case, so I think, why not? So I transfer the template to the plastic, cut it, and what I gotta say, it looks really good. I think I go ahead with this instead of the acrylic. So next I give the plastic a nice clean, apply double-sided tape on the interior and it's done. The final result is really nice and cheap. And it's now time to connect the LEDs and close this console for the final time. And of course, the final touch is the freshly painted Xbox logo. Moving on to the controller, I already cleaned all the parts and soldered 2 LEDs to light up the center logo. The joysticks are quite ugly even after the clean, so I apply these fancy covers until I get a new one. For the center logo, I also made a new one. So now, with that done, let's move on and finish also this controller. Last bolt, and we are done. And this is it. A pretty cool modded Xbox original with a better result than I was expecting, and also pretty cheap. So if you like this kind of projects, don't be afraid. Make some research, take it easy and go for it. You won't regret. But for now, let's plug it in and play.
The car in front takes the lead.
And this is all for today. A different mod that came out really good in my opinion. I hope you feel inspired to do yours. As always, if you want to see more, please consider subscribe, leave a like, comment and also share this video. Thanks for watching, see you in the next one.